What's up guys, Michael from Legacy Farm here. Here's the situation. We have a hurricane on the way. Hurricane Ian is projected to hit Florida as a Category 3 and peak at a Category 4. Since it has come over from Cuba, the millibars have dropped from 983 to 950. For those of you who are not Florida natives and have not weathered a hurricane before, when the millibars drop on a hurricane or a tropical storm, it's indicative that the storm is strengthening and becoming more well organized. Now, I've been in Florida my whole life. I'm a Florida native, born and raised. So I've been through a few of these storms before and I know pretty much what to expect. So basically today is storm prep and we're going to batten down the hatches, so to speak. Meaning I need to get all of the kind of loose things that we don't want to turn into projectiles put away, such as my patio furniture, this ladder behind me. In addition to all the hurricane prep and picking up potential projectiles around the property, I need to unload all of this feed that we picked up. We got about 30 bags of meat bird feed last night from Lake City. And so what is that, 1,500 pounds right here of feed that I need to unload. Also, one of the other things that I need to have done around the property is there's a tree off here to the right over by kind of our feed storage, garage and all that. And it's right under a power line. So I think at some point I'm gonna break out the chainsaw and cut that down. Yesterday, we went and we filled up some of our 55-gallon drums with gas. I've got emergency generators on hand. I've got 2 emergency generators on standby with plenty of oil for both of them. So the last 2 days here, the weather conditions has been hot, bright, sunny, 91, 92 degrees, and no breeze at all. Today I woke up, it was 66 degrees this morning, and it's definitely overcast, and there's a cool breeze in the air. So conditions are beginning to change because of Hurricane Ian. We've got full 55-gallon drums full of gasoline, transfer tank, and an extra propane tank and smaller gas cans on hand. I've got 2 storm generators on hand. One is 8,000 running watts, and it runs both off of propane or gasoline. This one, the storm responder, is 6,250 watts. I've got plenty of oil on hand to keep the generators running. You can see here the moss blowing in the tree, the wind's coming out of the south, so it's already starting. Good girl. Good girl, what are you doing? Okay guys, you can see here on the Eggmobile, my studs here are not 16 inches on center, which is standard framing. They're 12 inches on center every foot. So it's a little bit more reinforced than standard framing. Also on the roof, you can see, well maybe you can't see, but I've overlapped the panels a little bit heavier than what you would normally do. It cost me a little bit more in building materials, but I felt like in the long run it was going to give us a heavier, safer roof. Am I concerned about the winds from Hurricane Ian? Yes, a little bit. Right now the Eggmobile is facing north and south, and we have winds coming out of the south. If the wind shifts and hits this broadside, it could tip it over, it could do some damage, but again, my studs are closer together and these panels are overlapped quite a bit on the underneath, and Leslie just ran rows of these screws in. Actually it's held up fantastic over the summer when we've had a few monsoons. I would guesstimate the winds coming in at about 45 miles an hour. So for Hurricane Ian, if we see winds up to 80, even 85 miles an hour and a few gusts, I think this is gonna hold up great. So I'm gonna leave this in the field. I'm not gonna pull it up close to the pole barn. And again, I hope I don't have to eat these words in 72 hours. So I'm gonna fill this up with water just to help the weight of everything, keep it all in place. Also, these feed troughs, I've moved them outside of the Eggmobile since the hens have started laying, but I'm gonna move them back inside the Eggmobile. He is hands down the smartest dog I have ever had. Penny is also very smart, but she's a little bit more bullheaded, like wants to do her own thing, and that's just the Great Pyrenees in her, where she's very independent. But she will also climb up in my lap and melt my heart. But Russo is incredibly intelligent, and he's an excellent guard dog. A lot of times he'll start barking and I'll look around and I won't see anything, and then I'll look up and there'll be a hawk in the sky. He's barking at the hawks to keep them away from the chickens. Easy there, easy. Between the two of them though, I would say Penny has a better bark than Russo. Her bark is much deeper. When the winds start to pick up, I'll throw a padlock on this door latch here, just to keep the door closed during the high winds. We'll open up these roosting bars in here. Leslie put hay in all the boxes, and she put in these little wooden eggs to help the chickens know where to lay. The chickens like this little 4-box on the front. I think they like the privacy. You can see the fake egg in there. Also, the chickens love their gravity feed. This is the feed we give the meat birds, non-GMO. It's non-GMO grain. Okay, that's what these guys are getting, and they're going to be processed on October 8th. All of the birds that we have in the brooder right now, we have 310 meat birds in the brooder about to come out to pasture after Hurricane Ian. They're all being fed non-GMO food from start to finish. There's no wordplay or gimmick. We are start to finish non-GMO. As far as the construction goes here on these chicken tractors, these are 1-inch hex heads for roofing, and I've got that all through this sheet aluminum here, and it's on the sides as well. So I feel like it's pretty sturdy construction. These lids here, I used quite a bit of lumber for these, and they're substantial. I mean, they're heavy for sure. These lids are. The ground, like I said, the last 2 days has been hot, bright, sunny, 91 degrees, 92 degrees with no breeze. So I feel like the ground in the field is going to drink up all of the rainfall without a problem. I don't think that we're going to have a problem with standing water, the chickens in standing water, which, as you know, could be fatal to them. But I will be out here periodically through the storm to watch over these birds, because we're so close to processing. We've got a lot of time and money wrapped up in feed, so we don't want to lose any birds during the hurricane. So I'll be out here multiple times. The 5-gallon buckets I'm probably going to have to remove, and I might need to, actually I'm most likely going to put tarps around this hardware cloth to help protect them from the wind, which is picking up. The 5 chicken tractors that we have way out there staged for the 310 chickens in the brooder, I've already cleared the water buckets off the top of them and taken the drinkers down, the Plasson drinkers. And I've taken the lids off of the top and set them to the side again. I don't think those are going to be projectiles because they're pretty heavy. These birds are filling out really nicely. Charge up my batteries in case any repairs need to be made and the power's out. Okay guys, I've got this tree right next to my metal building that I store all of our fuel containers in, and it's under a power line. So this tree needs to come down because I don't want it tangled up in a power line, and I definitely don't want it to fall on our fuel storage building. So I'm about to take this thing down. A quick note about all of the buildings that we have here on the property. They're all rated for 130 mile an hour winds, and they're all anchored deep into the ground. I don't know about other states, but here in Florida, that's actually code that you have any type of metal building anchored into the ground. I believe even mobile homes as well. So we're about to take this tree out because I don't want to have any problems. So we're gonna try to fall it this way, away from the metal buildings. Clear up the power line. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay guys, I've pretty much collected everything, picked it up. Leslie's gonna get the patio furniture over by the pool. I've cut down trees, I've taken care of the birds, the chickens, brought in all of our stuff from the pole barn, put it into the market, into the garage, into storage, getting it out of the way so that it doesn't turn into a projectile. Last I just saw that Governor Ron DeSantis was making statements in Sarasota County. I don't live in the city. I live way out in the country, far from all the chaos. However, to my friends and family that do live in the city, it looks like the storm is going to get closer to you guys south Tampa, between Sarasota and Tampa. I'm north of Gainesville, so we are going to see some action here on the farm, but probably not as intense as in Sarasota, Tampa, Ruskin. So, to my peeps that live in the city, please keep your firearm on you. Unfortunately, when there are mass power outages, there tends to be looting that happens. I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about that out here in the country. We handle our business out here anyways, but please, if you own a firearm and you're in the city, just be prepared for looting. Unfortunately, that type of stuff does take place. I'll try to keep you guys updated on the regular. The winds have picked up here steadily throughout the day. Nothing serious yet, but tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we should start seeing a little bit of action as far as rainfall and some gusts of winds come through. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will try to keep you updated as the storm progresses and gets closer to Florida. Last I saw, the millibars had come up some to about 961 millibars barometric pressure. So, but it's still a Category 3, which is considered a major storm at this point. Probably at this point, all of the stores are sold out of water. So, I don't know. Good luck to you if you didn't prepare. I don't know, man. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.